The seas around Britain and Ireland are our biggest wilderness, covering more than 3 times the area of our landmass. They're incredibly rich and diverse, and have the potential to be some of the most productive seas on the planet. But damaging human activity has turned them into a shadow of their former abundance. Dredging, bottom trawling, overfishing, pollution, and climate change. Our destruction of the seas has been hidden beneath the waves for decades. Now, more than ever, we need our seas to return to their former strength. How can we combine our increasing demands on our seas at the same time as ensuring the health of this vital ecosystem?
It's the ocean that's the heart of the climate system, the regulatory system. And it's crucially important. In the last few decades, the ocean has absorbed perhaps 90% of the heat our emissions has caused in the atmosphere, shielding the land from much higher temperatures.
I mean, about 30% of the carbon in the world is captured within the oceans, and it provides around about half of the oxygen. So literally, if we allow our oceans to die, we cannot survive.
But human exploitation now touches every corner of this vast wilderness, and our activities on land can lead to devastating consequences along our coasts. Plastics are already found throughout the marine ecosystem, while toxins, chemicals and waste flood virtually unchecked into the sea.
Things like pollution and runoff can cause excess nutrients, they can cause siltation, which might smother, for example, seagrass beds or salt marsh.
We are now at a pivotal point in our history.
We're the generation with the technology and the power, and we do know. And with that knowledge comes the ability to act in the right ways to make a difference.
By making a number of key changes now, our oceans can recover surprisingly quickly.
This is this really clever crossover area between dealing with the impacts of climate change and restoring marine biodiversity. We already know that certain coastal habitats lock away for thousands of years vast quantities of carbon.
Things like salt marsh, seagrass, these are things that we call blue carbon because they're even better than rainforests at absorbing carbon from the atmosphere.
These natural, complex ecosystems also mitigate against storm surges and rising sea levels. Our coastal waters also provide opportunities for a whole new way of sustainable food production. On the Welsh coast, a small startup called Cara Môr is beginning to make big waves.
Regenerative ocean farming is where you grow these wonderful underwater gardens out in the sea. You put seaweed and shellfish together, and then these multi-species all benefit from one another, and it creates an environment that's natural and sustainable.
It's regenerating the sea as in it's taking the carbon out, it's producing oxygen, it's regenerating a supply of sustainable food. There are careers here doing something that is extraordinary. You know, making bioplastics out of seaweed or biofertilizers. They're things that have huge benefit, huge natural benefit right on your doorstep.
Farming shellfish requires no feed or fertilizer. They also filter excess nutrients from our seas, improving the water quality. With over 19,000 miles of coastline in the UK, the potential for it to grow here is huge. We must act now to ensure the recovery of our seas. By restoring our fish stocks, protecting crucial habitats, empowering our seas to become true climate heroes, and a plan for the future that has the health of our seas at its centre. We can achieve all of this. And in doing so, we'll enter a rare win-win situation, where improving nature for its own sake also becomes hugely beneficial to all of us in ways most of us have never imagined. If we do this, we have the power to create a balance where nature thrives and provides us with sustainable food, energy, and a place for us all to enjoy.